take a wicked pisser.
I gotta take a real wicked pisser and a piss boy. Smeg. The doof warrior. Oh, that's what you can do. You just go to Australia and you say all the Mad Max character names. People, they're like, I know what that guy's saying. Erectus, Dictus, Scrotus.
Scrotus.
Scrotus. Good day, Scrotus. Oh, how you doing there, Scrotus? It's me, Rectus. Evan, Rectus, Erectus.
That would be pretty funny to see a slice of life Mad Max movie where there's no action, it's just
no
them
car chase,
interacting in the environment. They're just like, go die.
It's like the fucking Richard Linklater Wasteland movie. It's just a hangout movie.
Yeah.
This is a movie.
Keep repeating. It's only a movie. Only a movie. Only a movie.
I love movies. Gosh, I love movies.
Listen to the Matt and Mark Movie Show.
You know what? I'm going to cut all that. We'll just come in jovial and in good spirits. You people will have no idea what we were laughing at. It's PG.
Oh my god.
It was PG.
100%.
Mark, welcome back to the Matt and Mark Movie Show. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, man, especially after that intro.
That intro that we will not name.
No one will ever see that, but it was the greatest intro in show history.
It really was. It's a shame you people can't see or hear it.
But you can blame the time.
Blame the times. Blame YouTube, really, is what we should be saying.
Yeah,
blame YouTube.
It was nothing
Mark
bad,
Zuckerberg.
by the way.
No.
It's just social media has a lot of restrictions.
Yeah. I think we've been shadow banned on many platforms. Many platforms.
We go to vote and they're like, I'm sorry, sir, you can't vote.
Your citizenship has been revoked.
It's just you and I on some fucking island. Like,
yep.
Yeah, shit.
Dude, it's you and I in the wasteland. It's in George Miller's Wasteland. We're like not even here. Can we vote? They're like, how do you vote here? Just throw some skulls into a hole or something? We can't even do that. Nope, not you two guys. Matt and Mark? Nope, no way.
We got fucked.
This week, we're reviewing Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, directed by George Miller, who has at the time of this recording, Jesus, I flubbed that. Who as of the time of this, as a ta-ta-ta-ta and a ta-ta-ta, who as of the time of this recording is still alive and with us, but is like 80 plus years old. And it just called to attention a couple things for me.
Damn.
One, Fury Road was 10 years ago. And two, when he made Fury Road, he was 70 years old, but he was making movies like a young man with something to prove. 10 years later, he's 80 years old, and he's still making movies like he's got something to prove. But I will say, I don't want to start us off on a somber note, but I have a real ass question for you, which is, do you think this is going to be the last George Miller movie? Because I kind of do. Do you get that feeling?
You think he's dead?
No, I don't. I'm not wishing death on the man. I'm just saying.
Are you talking about not to? I don't know if this. We should talk about this, but I've been hearing that it's a box office bomb.
It is a bomb.
Is that what you're referring to?
No,
not so much.
I'm referring to mortality and humanity, because if you think about it, in the last decade, we only got 3 or 2 George Miller movies. We got Fury Road and we got 3,000 Years of Longing. It takes him a little while between movies. So here we go. You know, we had 3,000 Years of Longing, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, and now we've got Furiosa. Dude, if in another 3 years he's going to be 83 or 84 or whatever, realistically, doesn't it seem like this is it? This has got to be the last. Nobody's saying that, but it's got to be the last George Miller movie.
Look at these fucking 80-year-old presidents. I just want to have these goddamn 80-year-old directors.
Well, now, too, if you think about the box office, he's not going to get a chance to make another Wasteland movie.
saying that kind of makes me sad because Ridley Scott, I think, is probably older than him.
Yeah,
though.
but dude, Ridley Scott is made of piss and vinegar.
Yeah,
Like I went to that fucking Alien anniversary screening, and when he was like in the pre-show, and Fede Alvarez was like, "Is there anything you want to say to the audience?" And he was like, "No." Like
that'd be funny. He was like, "Shut the fuck up."
He's made of pure hatred. That guy is never gonna die. Okay, so right now I just
look
googled
like
it.
Emperor Palpatine later.
I like that you said Palpatine.
Is that Palpatine?
That's like when you said Camedy. It's Palpatine.
Camedy.
It's a Camedy.
Damn, my Boston accident. Accident. Jesus
Your Boston
Christ,
accident. Oh no. Hey guys. So we're looking at this. He's 79 right now.
Oh, that's still a spring chicken. 79's the new
79. It's the new. What would you
60?
say? It's the new 40. 79 is the new 40.
Yeah, I hope that. Shit, I hope so.
I'm just saying. I think it might be. I think we need to come to terms with the fact that this might be the last George Miller movie. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't wish it on the man, but how the fuck old is Scorsese? Because
dude, that guy's like 90.
Here, hang on. Let's see.
He can still. George Miller could probably get 3 to 4 more films out of his lifeless corpse.
Dude, Scorsese's 81.
You're acting like this guy's dead.
I'm not trying to wish death on him. I just think no one is talking about this.
With a black and white photo of George Miller with the teeth.
In memoriam.
Dude, I hope you don't jinx this poor fucking
No, I love George Miller. I'm just saying, the more I was like watching interviews and shit, and people were commenting like, George, you're almost 80 and you're making Mad Max movies. And I was like, hello? Is nobody realizing what we're saying? It took him 5+ years to get this one made. What, are we just going to hang out and in 5 years he'll be 85 and he'll be like, here's Mad Max 6.
Actually, there will probably be one more movie because Mad Max The Wasteland says it's in production starring
that
Tom Hardy.
That movie's not going to happen. Furiosa bombed. It bombed. Come on. That's what I'm saying. I think you have a better shot at Happy Feet 3 directed by George Miller than The Wasteland.
Maybe he'll pull what the hell's that guy's name that I'll totally mispronounce? Francis Ford Coppola and like just spend all his money on a passion. Please, George Miller, ruin your finances so you can watch more Wasteland Saga.
Do you want? Well, let me ask you this: without giving your feelings on Furiosa away right now, really quick, would you want another Wasteland? Would you want to see the Wasteland movie?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck yeah, of course.
Me too. I think even if I disliked this movie, even if I disliked this movie, I would still want to see it. I would still want to see it because he's fucking interesting. All right, before we get too carried away, we got some housekeeping that we gotta goddamn do. And I haven't been playing a clip for housekeeping, so I'm just gonna pick one at random here. What's this?
Oh, now this is a scary movie.
Asbot, that was bad. Inappropriate. Fuck it, I'm gonna keep it. I don't care.
That's right.
Wow, that one's really long.
It's a super long. We picked the longest fucking bite. It's still going. Jesus Christ. I thought it was going to be Send Amber Lamps. I'm not touching Asbot anymore because this is going to play long clips now. Hey, if you want to catch us on the socials, it's at the Matt and Mark Movie Show on Instagram, on TikTok. Find us on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. Most of the new episodes go up there. Like and subscribe. Support us. Patreon.com/The Matt and Mark Movie Show. For as little as $1, you can get access to a ton of extra content. Help us keep the lights on. Help support the show. If you're not in a position to support the show that way, you can support us for free by doing simple things like leaving us a rating or a review, telling your friends about us, liking us, giving a rating wherever you listen to this pod. That helps us. Sharing the pod, liking the stuff that we post. That's a great way that you can support this show. And one last item of housekeeping, a little cross-promotion for our buddies over at the Love of Cinema. Our buddies Jeff and Dave had me on their show this week to talk randomly. I talked about a weird fucking movie called Baghead. And that episode should be dropping soon, so if you want to hear me talk about some weird European horror, with Jeff and Dave. Head on over to the Love of Cinema, and I want to thank those guys for having me on. It was a good time over there. Good shit.
I can't wait to check that shit out. It's probably gonna be dope.
Shit, check that fucking shit out. All right, Mark, Furiosa. Let's just say the obvious thing first. Let's get it out of the way. We both loved Fury Road. I think we kind of. Well, I don't want to speak for you. I'll just say I've loved all the Mad Max movies, even Thunderdome. And I'm going to make a controversial statement here. Dude, when I was a kid, and even now today, because I'm like a man-child, I enjoy Thunderdome the best of the original three. I'll just say that.
Do you find that most of your memories of Mad Max scenes come from Thunderdome?
Yes!
Because that's what they're like
yes!
for me. Like
fucking A!
If I were to think of a scene, just say out of the blue Mad Max scene, I would most likely be pulling from Thunderdome.
Yes! Fucking well said. Shit, yeah, dude. I'm right there with you. Yeah. Most of the shit, like, it's funny because obviously Road Warrior is the better of the three, but like, I can kind of picture some, like, Humongous or whatever, like I could picture images from it, but scenes, like whole scenes and interactions, it all comes from Thunderdome for me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and
I
Fury
think
Road,
I
we
watched
both
that one
loved,
the most too. Yeah, Fury Road is definitely like
it's a no-brainer.
I would keep those neck and neck for watch throughs. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least for me.
I would also say that Fury Road might be. I mean, I'm going to make a bold statement here. It might be so far my favorite movie of the 21st century. It feels like it's probably the best made movie. It's certainly the movie that impressed me the most. Yeah, man. I was anxious and excited to get back to the wasteland. So you saw this. Did you go IMAX or you went Dolby?
I went Dolby.
How was it?
Do you want me to give my initial thoughts on everything or just the Dolby experience?
Just the experience first. Let's tease it.
Dolby experience was fucking phenomenal.
Whew.
The movie was, it actually, I know I rattle on about sound design all the fucking time with the same generic statement, but the sound design was so goddamn good in this movie that it actually made me happy. Like, I was like, wow, I've never experienced happiness before.
You were just pleased by the craft of sound design.
Exactly what it was. Once those fucking engines started just tearing up the speakers, and that there's an amazing scene that I have to mention just because, where they roll up to the Citadel and this one guy, his kind of like his second-hand man, has him like rev all the fucking engines, and it just sounded like I was in a canyon listening to all these motorcycles just tuning it up, and it sounded fan-fucking-tastic.
Damn. I saw it in large format as well. Not as nice as your Dolby, goddammit. But I saw it in XD, and it was great. I had a prime seat. Mark's going to hate me. I basically I could tell the movie wasn't doing well because I went in the middle of the day on Friday, opening day, and I basically had the theater to myself.
Yeah.
So
New York's a different story.
Yeah,
though.
dude. I had a large format screening of Furiosa basically to myself.
That is fucking awesome, though.
Which was pretty cool. All right, so let's just rip the Band-Aid. I think we both came in here with expectations. We were both excited about Furiosa. We don't care if the movie's a financial hit or not. That does not affect us. Many of the movies we love were financial craps that took giant shits.
All my favorite movies are garbage.
All my favorite movies are shit stains on Hollywood.
On Hollywood's balance sheet, it's that brown mark all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, what do they say that movies have to go in the black to get to break even? My movies go in the brown. Hot and brown, baby. Mark, I'm gonna kick it over to you, but
okay.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm not even gonna lead in.
I think that you and I'm gonna guess. Let me guess.
Oh
right
yes.
now.
Oh, we haven't had a Mark prediction in a while.
I
Here
think
we go.
you and I are gonna be in alignment on this.
Here we go. Mark
just
prediction.
because you and I kind of like have a tendency to like. I think a majority of the things we like are quite similar.
Yes.
I will say, the first half of this movie, I was psyched to be back in the environment. The wasteland's fucking awesome. All the characters really cool. They do this thing where they draw and quarter a fucking guy with motorcycles. How dope is that?
Great.
The only problem is the movie kept going on and on. And unfortunately, I made the mistake of watching Fury Road before, and the CG shows. This movie looked like bad green screen for 50% of the movie, which really made me sad. The scenes in of themselves are not bad, but because you're given this, that's the thing, is they made such an amazing movie, they over promoted, they went far into the reaches of the desert to find awesome locations. They brought all these giant fucking trucks. This movie, they got one war rig, a couple cars, and this is supposed to be, I know it's a prequel, but by all intents and purposes, this is the next Mad Max movie. And it felt like they shit on that Fury Road movie, and they made some CG Marvel nightmare mess of the wasteland. And I'm not surprised it's bombing, and it made me upset that they did that because I was expecting a lot more out of this.
Whew. Well, Mark, your prediction is basically right. I liked this movie. I did not love it. And I actually think I have two chief concerns that I want to get off my chest, and then I'll talk about things I liked. I agree with Mark. It is too fucking long. The movie is too long, and it does not justify the length. When you think of Fury Road and how that movie moves constantly, you're shot out of a fucking cannon from frame one, and it never stops, right? That movie's like a 2-hour movie. You don't feel it. It feels like it goes by in 5 seconds. That's the mark of a great film. This movie is 2.5 hours long, and boy, I felt it, especially the last hour. I was like, okay. Like, there were so many sequences where I was like, wrap it the fuck up. Like, to me, the siege at the bullet farm should have been the ending of the movie. In fact, there is one clear point where I think the movie should have ended. Spoilers. Let me hit that fucking spoiler shit. Spoilers for Furiosa. When you see, and I thought it was great, but when you see her fucking severed arm dangling, the dirt should have kicked up, and that should have been the close of the movie. Right there, explain. Perfect. But however, it keeps going. And that's my other main problem. I hate how connected George Miller tried to make this movie with Fury Road, because it cheapens this movie badly in many ways. Chief among them being, I think Charlize Theron is so perfect as Furiosa that once you're seeing clips, you see clips from Fury Road during the end credits. Why? Who thought that was a good idea? Like, I was reminded of how great and real Charlize Theron is in that role, and then it kind of retroactively made me be like, Anya Taylor-Joy feels like she's playing a different character. Like, and Anya Taylor-Joy is only in half the movie. For half the movie, it's a little kid. That little kid does a great job. I would argue the little kid is in the best half of the movie.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
I agree 100%. But I think the need to constantly connect it, like, not only that, it throws off the continuity and the time. Like, this movie basically feels like a handoff. So once it finishes, it's like Furiosa's over. Now Fury Road, she's smuggling the brides out into the war rig. But dude, they look completely different. And doesn't it seem like it would have been a few months had passed, especially once you see what happened to Dementis? Doesn't it feel like, a lot of time has had to have passed between this Furiosa adventure and Fury Road? Because presumably in Fury Road, Dementis he's got a tree growing out of his dick, basically. I just didn't like the need to connect it. And then that was like a giant Rosetta Stone for me to just like magnify all the things I didn't like. Where I was like, why the fuck are we working so hard to connect these two? It would have just been fine to have a Furiosa movie and have that be that. I think the connecting it is making it look worse than it is. And I agree with Mark. Visually, at least the first half I really liked. You were bang on about that. And it looked so digital and fake. And I also hated the end. I hated the fact that the whole movie, it builds up to this confrontation between Furiosa and Dementis, and it's a giant conversation. After all the amazing bits we've gotten, it kind of closes out with a whimper, because it cheats. It doesn't even give you her taking him out. It plays it off like, well, here's a bit of myth, or here's a bit of history. I heard it happened like this, or it could have happened like this. And we see these different cutaways, and I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Why are we doing this? We've gotten so much epic shit. Just give us something big. It felt like a slap in the face to have Chris Hemsworth say, do you have it in you to make it epic? And then they ended on the least epic note possible.
Yeah. Like, I guess it's epic if I have a tree growing out of a pipe.
It's pretty epic, isn't it? Big tree
it felt doesn't it feel like he waited too long to make this movie, and in between he made 3,000 Years of Longing? So instead of coming off on this epic physical effects movie, he came off of a extremely CG movie. So you can see he's way more influenced by 3,000 Years of Longing than Fury Road.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad because you're like, oh no, we wanted that George Miller.
Yes.
And we got no offense to George Miller, because I love the guy and I do like 3,000 Years of Longing myself, but it's like, we want to see old school physics, especially if it's Mad Max. This actually doesn't even feel like it's part of the universe now because of how different it looks from the other ones. You know, it's sort of like he's taken it so far into this fantasy world that it didn't become believable. Like when you watch Fury Road, you're like, fuck, man, this place is awful because it actually looks real.
It feels real.
This one is just like, okay, he just is going over the top for no reason, and he doesn't have to. And it's like, we don't need to see all the intricacies of all the environments. We don't need to see like how these people live in the holes. It's like, you're ruining the mystery of the universe you created by, like you were saying, it's like basically tying everything together and also over-explaining everything. And it's like, you and I have said in the past that every prequel seems to fall, unfortunately, for some reason, instead of just telling its own story, they just fall into this trap of like, I think they think they're doing fan service by connecting everything, but it's like, no, you don't have to do that. It's like,
and it feels
rote. Too many things ruins.
It feels like a
movie.
checklist. Like, okay, we have to explain how she lost her arm. We have to explain how she got to the war rig at the end. We have to explain what happened. Like, no, enough. Don't do all the things. Pick one or two fan service things, right?
Yeah.
Don't do all the things. Like, even there was a moment that I think in this movie, many people in the room probably thought was super cool. I did not. There's a moment where it cuts wide and there's a shot of Mad Max, watching from a ridge.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I was like, why? He shouldn't know who she is before they run into each other. It depowers that moment in Fury Road. I don't need a cutaway to check in with Max Rockatansky. I don't need to know where he is. You know what I mean? It was just like, what the fuck?
It literally does. All it does is it introduces confusion, and it doesn't add anything to the story, because now you question the whole timeline just because you see him there.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh wait, so he rescues her in the desert, but why would he do that? He is being chased. Why is he gonna? And then does that mean he took her to the Citadel? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yes.
It makes no sense. It actually, like I said, a lot of prequels will ruin the better movie because they've done the misstep of smashing it, and it's like they don't even check it's like, are you even checking your timelines? I think that it's like, it's sort of like that last Batman movie where Batman was just popping up everywhere, like instantaneously, wherever
time didn't matter. He quick traveled. He went from that hole in fucking Baghdad to Gotham City in a second, even though all of it's shut down like it's some failed state.
Unlock the waypoint to Manhattan.
I'm
like,
magic
stupid.
now. Liam Neeson's ghost taught me how to teleport places. Dude, I also want to say,
you could easily have cut out, like, if you cut out 30 minutes of that movie, took the budget that it cost to make those 30 minutes and just put it into like a tighter, leaner story that has physical effects, not overly reliant on green screen, I don't think you would actually have a bomb on your hands. I think it would have been performing.
Do you think that's why
better.
people stayed away? Because they could kind of tell, like, they weren't motivated enough by the trailers, or do you think it's just that Mad Max is not a big property that people are like, oh yeah, I'll go see this?
I mean, think about it. The last one did phenomenally well, right?
Yeah, it made a lot of money.
So I think it did well because everyone was like, this is all. I've yet to have one person tell me, go see Furiosa.
Same.
But back in the Fury Road days,
everybody, you couldn't get away from it.
Everyone was telling me to watch that movie. Yeah,
that weekend that it came out, I saw it with you on Thursday night. I saw it the next day with Jess, and then I saw it on Sunday again by myself. I saw it 3 times opening weekend because I could not believe how good it was.
I saw it 5 times in the theater because I would just I would take people even that I knew that didn't like that type of genre. I took my mom. Anyway, I took all these people to see this movie. Like, I'm not doing that with this movie. And like I said, I saw that movie like 5 times in the theater.
Yeah.
This movie, I had IMAX tickets the next day, which I canceled.
And you canceled them?
If it was a good movie, I would have went.
That's the ultimate Mark review right there. I had IMAX tickets, the perfect IMAX seats. Knowing Mark, they were like the perfect seats, and he still canceled them. He canceled. That's how much he did not give a fuck.
Think about it from that perspective. It's like I'm not like the biggest Mad Max fan either. I'm not like, Mad Max is the greatest. I like them and I watch them, but I'm not like balls to the wall for them. So if I'm essentially the audience member that they're looking to basically promote this film by word of mouth, they probably don't have that.
Yeah.
Like, would you recommend this if you were to truly recommend this movie to someone that is not familiar with the movie, right? Whereas Fury Road, you can easily say like, hey, I don't care if you don't like the genre.
I think I could recommend
post-apocalyptic stuff.
I could recommend Road Warrior, Thunderdome, and Fury Road to anybody on planet Earth. Mad Max, the original, maybe not, just because of that movie hasn't aged too well. But Furiosa, I would have to say, I think is the weakest of the bunch. I hate to say that because there's some good shit in it. Mark and I are going to talk about the things we enjoyed. There was some decent shit in it, but dude, the filmmakers did themselves no favors by continuously trying to shoehorn this into Fury Road to the point where it was like, stop reminding me how great that movie is. It's only making this look bad.
Yeah. And like I said, I think this one stands out the most too, because if you think of Mad Max as a series, I think the first thing that would come to your mind is like physical effects action movies.
Yes.
So all of a sudden now you're seeing like, you're totally taken out of that into like, you're more or less seeing like, Fast and the Furious or something that's more CG manipulated. And it's kind of like, even the Fast and the Furious has more physical effects than this movie.
It seems like, right? I know they're doing ridiculous shit like going to space and flying cars and shit, but like, why does that look more realistic than this does? Right?
It almost looked like a toy truck going, like something was off.
The physics were weird. There was only one sequence I genuinely thought captured a bit of the excitement of Fury Road, and that was the initial rig where she meets Praetorian Jack for the first time, and she's trying to repair the rig, and you got those guys coming in on the parachutes, the gliders and shit.
That looked dope, yeah.
Great sequence. That was a great sequence, but that was like the last gasp for me for this movie, because after that it kind of all started to go downhill.
That's when my excitement reached its max. That's when I was like, I was literally smiling at the screen. I thought I was going to be having the creator moment, but I didn't. And I was kind of like, I was sad about that because it was like, I really wanted to recommend this movie and I really wanted it to do well so we could get another one. But
so if you're keeping score at home, that's another movie that Mark puts underneath the creator. Dude, the maker of the creator, Gareth Edwards, is so happy to hear you say that. He's like, yes! Someone loves creator! I do.
Oh, man.
I do want to say one more thing about the style of this movie, though. That I don't know if it's just me, but it felt like it to me. You look at Fury Road. That movie feels like it puts you in the middle of the action. It's happening very close, kinetic. Shots happen like very like fast and sort of truck in real fast. Like it's all about momentum, adrenaline, and proximity, right? Didn't it feel like at times when Fury Road would have put you right in the middle of the action, Furiosa purposefully widens out, and there are like super wide shots where it's like, so you can see all the cars, I guess, but it felt like I could just feel the difference of like, George Miller from 10 years ago likes to get up close and personal. George Miller in 2024 is kind of looking at the Mad Max universe as an outsider, it felt like. Like, he's watching shit from far away through a telephoto lens, the way he keeps cutting out really far, really wide, or going crane high, really wide over stuff. And I was like, why do we keep going so wide? Like, I felt like it would lose momentum in sequences and we would go out so wide. And I was like, also, too, you'd go out so wide, you could really notice the digital doubles. Like guys falling off of trucks, especially the scene where it was my favorite sequence, the war rig, but with the war boys. There were bits with the other guys, the guys who are led by the guy with the horns, those like guys that are all in black. those guys, the digital doubles on those guys were super obvious and looked really rough.
Do you remember there's that little person that's inside the back of the truck? Any scene with him looking down the tanker was so fake and like green screen. The lighting was off. There was no like movement. It was flat. It's almost like they didn't know that they had to match it with the because they do cut to physical effects shots and they're great. The truck, that war rig looks amazing. The detail on it was crazy.
The bombing knockout.
We have to go. Yeah, but then we have to go back to that shitty CG version, and it's and it just stands out so much more when you see the physical version in the shot before.
Yes, in the very preceding shot, you see the practical rig, and then you see the digital one, and it's real bad. And there was a lot more digital too in that final shootout at the bullet farm, where the camera kept kind of circling around, so you could see Dementis kind of hiding behind the shaft, and she was like, you know, even again, just like George Miller, she's looking at the world through a scope of a sniper rifle, like super far away. That's what I kept feeling like. I was like, George Miller keeps popping me out of the action, and it feels really weird. It feels in conflict with the way I should be feeling, which is like, I should be feeling like I'm in the middle of this fucking war zone, like I don't know what's going on. I think I'm right. I think I'm right in step with you. I do want to call out some things I liked, and I'm curious if you liked them too. I really liked Chris Hemsworth a lot.
He's awesome.
I thought he was great. Great casting choice. I love what he did with Dementis. I thought he was real. I liked two things about Dementis. I liked the visual design of him, especially like the way he subtly changed over time. Right? The first time you see him, he kind of looks like this Jesus. He's kind of whatever the time needs him to be. Whatever he can do to get ahead. So like at first people need a messiah, so that's the way he looks, and then later he's like doused in the red and he looks like this warlord. And then later on, even later, he looks like an old rocker. He's like super gray and he's got like a leather vest. And I really like the design of him. I thought the character was good. And I really appreciate it. I think there's something to be said for like action actors, especially like MCU people, like trying. He's trying. He's doing something different. He's not just being a pretty boy. He's behind a bunch of prosthetics. He's putting on a weird voice. There were moments, especially when he was red, where he looked like a fucking, like a version of Dr. Robotnik. I was like, put this motherfucker in the next Sonic movie. He looks just like Robotnik. But I really loved Chris Hemsworth. What did you think? Where'd you land on Hemsworth?
Great. By the way, I like the way you were saying about, you know, when he has, I thought that was a cool scene when that red grenade explodes, and then his second-hand guy was like, it's the red version of bleh. I thought that was really cool.
yeah
For some reason, because they mentioned that, it's like, oh. But I was expecting something crazy and cool to happen now that he's turned red, but then he just kind of runs away. I like that Dementis was such a cool character that, to be honest, I'd rather see a Dementis movie than a Mad Max movie next.
I would rather see really I want to see a Doof Warrior movie where I see any other movie.
He was such a cool character because they had that motorcycle rig that he had that looked like a chariot.
A chariot. That was awesome. Cool. Yeah, that was good.
Like anytime that shit showed up on screen, I was like, that legitimately made me smile because of how cool it was and such an awesome image, especially when his parachute cape got dyed red. It had that like Roman feel to it. I thought that was like, it's like very Circus Maximus. And then of course the fucking guy, it's not his fault. It's just that he's written where his character arc goes from awesome to like tree growing at a dick, which is completely immobilized, and he needs to be this character that has flair and is moving around. They kind of like neuter him in the end.
Yeah, they neutered him
big in a cool
time.
Way. Yeah,
big time. But I did think Chris Hemsworth did a great job. And I also want to call out, you were talking about the design. Like, dude, you know what I really thought was fucking cool? I just want to, like, the guys in the beginning who abduct Kid Furiosa that have like giant skulls fused together for helmets.
They look cool.
Awesome. Like that whole troop. I don't know what their fucking deal is. I don't know what their names are. Those fucking guys look awesome. They look like they were ripped straight out of a video game. I was like, dude, more of those guys. They looked fucking great. I also loved the lady who played Furiosa's mom. I thought all the shit with Kid Furiosa and Furiosa's mom was awesome. In fact, that could have theoretically been the whole movie. If you needed to make a Furiosa movie, like with the intensity of the mother trying to save her child and protect the green place, protect the green place, right?
Also, the other thing too is they could have explained how it got destroyed. At least do that.
Yeah.
You don't have to connect all the characters. It's just like maybe this is the story of how that motherfucker just burned that place to the ground and lost, and she loses her arm. But now we're given like this like way too I think people equate epic with being extremely long and just telling too long of a story, and it's like you can be epic on a small scale, and it's better for your budget too.
And it's better focus for your story. You need to narrow your story a bit so that you can pay off the things you're setting up versus putting all these extra cards on the table. I agree. Because they make a big deal about hiding the location of the green place, but we know in Fury Road that it's gone. There's a whole sequence where she finds it and she weeps. I agree. I kept waiting for that to be paid off. I was like, okay, which of these assholes? Is it going to be Dementis that burns the green place down? No, we don't know. Also, too, I know we're trying to do things that we like now, but I have to bitch about something else. Were you kind of pissed when it was like, and then 40 days of battle happened between
that
warring
pissed me off
factions?
Because
it was like in a time lapse, and it was so quick. I was like, how are we glossing over this?
It's like, isn't this the biggest part of the movie, and it's the shortest part of the movie?
Doesn't it feel like that should be its own movie too? The war,
exactly. Well, that's the problem.
Right?
It's like it tried to do way too many things. It was like he needed to just pick one of those stories.
Yeah.
But maybe he felt like this was the last time he could tell a Mad Max story, so it's like pack it in as much as possible.
See, that's what I mean, dude. I think even in his mind, he thought, this is it. I'm not even kidding. I think he thought
the end is nigh for
the end is nigh, dude.
I better shove as much shit in.
He's like, I better get all the fucking extra pages in here and shit, right? I have to stick a Mad Max cameo. I'll never get to make another Max movie. I gotta stick Max in here too. Like, he was trying to do too much.
No, if you have Mad Max in there, I sound like a pretentious ass, and I apologize to that replacement actor. But just seeing that other name was like, fucking kidding me.
Yep, and the fact that he never turns around.
Not even real Mad Max.
Yeah, I was like, he's not even an actor. He's a fucking body double. Like, they can't turn him around. I was like, and you'd CG'd everything else. Why don't you just deep fake Tom Hardy's face on this guy? Or really piss everybody off when he turns around and it's Mel Gibson. Boom! Now that would have been fucking cool, right? That's how you get it back. That's how you get it back. The next movie is Mad Max, but it's old Max, and it's Mel Gibson.
That would have been awesome if Dementis was played by Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson, yes!
Just like this grizzled...
Dude, could you just blow me? Jesus, Dementis.
He says that at the Citadel. Why won't you? Dude, that is like that's more entertaining than all of his films. I think I've listened to that phone recording more than I've seen Braveheart.
He goes to the bullet farm, and Mel Gibson's like crushing heads. He's like, blow me, blow me. He keeps killing people, pushing their heads into his dick.
And it's like a gun dick.
It'll
be a gun dick.
Dementis has a tree dick. Old Max has a gun dick. Or Mel Gibson Dementis has a gun dick. That would be amazing. Call him up, dude. He's not doing anything. Call him up.
Oh, shit.
Call him up.
That movie already sounds like 300 times better.
I also did. I'm not kidding. I really thought Little Kid Furiosa was excellent. I thought that actress was amazing, considering the fact that, like, she carries half the movie and does a great fucking job. The mom, I thought, too, was great.
They were both great characters. Like, you're right. You're totally right. That
should have been the movie.
That's why I think because I was slightly prepared for Anya Taylor-Joy, I was like, I know she's going to come up soon. And I was like, fuck, I kind of don't want to see her.
Yes.
She's in too many goddamn movies, too.
And also, we took too much time with the little kid version. But it's not like she's in the movie for 10 minutes. She's in the movie for an hour.
Well, by the way, the only reason I bring that up, too, is because it's like when you see an actor too many times, it's hard to put them in this environment. Whereas that girl, I'm not familiar with her work, and she works in that environment because it makes it more believable because you have no clue who the hell she is. And she's also way better too. That's another
Agreed.
problem. It's like she embodies more of what Charlize Theron put on screen than Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
Which kind of is like, it takes the story. It's like, did she go backwards a bit before she had to like mature again to being this badass? It didn't make any sense.
And according to George Miller, no, that's the same Furiosa that we meet in Fury Road. I think that's bullshit. They feel like two different people. They are two, and it's not just the performance. Literally, the way they are written feels like two different people. And I think that's just an issue of time.
I don't know how to phrase this without sounding like I'm going to be some rude ass, but Anya Taylor-Joy looks more like she's in, like, you know, from the perfume ads and stuff. It doesn't make sense for her to exist in this realm. Like, she's too
her look is too supermodel.
Everyone's a gross mutant, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like, she just sticks out in that world. I don't know. It kind of like, it didn't feel believable when I saw her in the movie.
Why couldn't they have just cast Charlize Theron and de-aged her? They did all this other CG. I think that would have worked too, if that was the point. She would look like Gumby. She would look like a fucking rubber person running around. Everybody else looks rubber too. Who cares?
You know what? It just looks like there's this mask floating the actor's face whenever they do that shit. You notice that? Like in it's like Meryl Streep's skin is like it. You can see
weirdly
pores here, but
plasticine.
Suddenly it's like her cheeks melted here and then here. It looks terrible. It's okay to age, people. It's like
just age.
Fucking wrinkles.
Just age. I do want to also
watch
say
this like floating blur.
I love the names of characters like Piss Boy, Scrotus, and Rictus Erectus. Oh, dude, I did want to bring up something cool that I don't think anybody has picked up on yet. The actor who's
Scrotus is the other actor,
yes!
is the Lancer. Yeah.
Yes, the actor Scrotus is in Fury Road as a war boy.
Fucking that guy.
No one else is bringing that up. I was like, dude, good on you, Mark, for recognizing him.
I wanted to bring that up as I forgot to bring that up in our previous conversations, but we were talking about how, carrying things over and like tying things together. Isn't it funny that like you're more accepting of that same actor playing a different character than you are of the story? It's like it doesn't make it's like,
well, it also too
that stuff.
It feels right at home in the franchise because Immortan Joe was played by Toe Cutter, right? And this, sadly, the guy who played Immortan Joe last time around in Toe Cutter, that guy's dead. Rest in peace. So they had to get a different guy to play Immortan Joe, and I'm going to tell you, I did notice a big difference, especially in the voice. I don't know why Immortan Joe sounds different. But he's supposed
to be a younger version, so it sort of was like, okay,
I guess you can get away with that. Yeah, I just loved Immortan Joe so much from the last movie, and I felt like, again, it's really hard. Like, you have a great movie, this masterpiece. Let's just call it what it is. You have a masterpiece movie like Fury Road, a masterpiece villain like Immortan Joe. It's hard to answer that with like, well, we're going to have another villain you should be afraid of. And here's the other stuff you missed.
That's actually another thing I would say. It's like, we didn't need to see them.
Yeah,
we didn't need to see the Citadel again. Dementus was enough. It's like, we don't need, and not only was it like a Immortan Joe, but then you have to see as the Bullet Farm guy, the People Eater. It's
People Eater with his nipple play.
We don't need to fucking see these. Yeah, exactly. That guy was rubbing his nipples
too much. Way too much.
We got more nipple rubbing in this prequel than we did in Fury Road.
Oh God, hold it down. What does he think this is? The Seinfeld? He was
like
porn?
doing a double one too.
That's an inside joke you people don't understand. Other things I liked. I really liked the initial war rig sequence where she's repairing the truck as it's going and she meets Praetorian Jack for the first time. I thought that was great.
That character was cool.
I thought Praetorian Jack was super cool. I kept expecting them to reveal something about him. Like, I'm glad they didn't, but doesn't it feel like they were hinting towards like, oh, maybe he was a kid who also grew up in a green type place, right? That's why he's so nice, or he feels like nurturing or a little more caring than everybody else.
He seemed to be, he was very ready to help her out.
Yes.
It happens like very quickly.
Yes.
Too. I thought it was going to be something like, oh, part of Mad Max armor is from this guy because he got
Right.
dragged to death. That's, by the way, I would rather see that. If you want to throw an origin, have that guy get dragged around so he's completely skinned, and the only thing left is his shoulder harness, and then Mad Max drives up and picks it up.
Takes
and
it.
something.
That would be awesome. And that's a way
Like,
to
I
put
would rather
Max
have
in and
that.
make it feel organic. Not just like,
Yeah.
okay, I got to do the cutaway to see Max here on the ridge.
He kind of felt like he was this Mad Max replacement because he's like, everybody wants to see Mad Max. I'm going to put this guy in here that's Mad Max clone, except he goes into a CG truck.
His name is Mad Jack.
Yeah.
That's totally what it was. You're absolutely right. It was a fucking Mad Max clone. They were like, okay, we gotta give her a Mad Max like character to bond with.
It's kind of insulting to Furiosa. It's like, well, you need this dude you gotta drag around.
Here are some other character names I liked. Toe Jam.
They're all disgusting names, right?
Smeg. Smeg is good. Scrotus is
That
good.
remind me
Scrotus.
of Red Dwarf. Scrotus got the most laughs in the theater for me.
Octoboss.
You were alone, so...
Yeah, no one was laughing. I was the only one who was laughing when it was like, Rictus Erectus Scrotus. I was like...
Did you let out a solo laugh?
I did, and then I heard my own sad laugh echo off the walls, and I quietly just like looked down at my knees, you know? I was like, ha 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 ha.
The projectionist just in the booth just shakes his head in like a silhouette.
He's like, you sad sack of shit. It's Friday at noon. You're in here by yourself, laughing to yourself.
Now I gotta watch this shit.
I gotta watch this. I'm supposed to be watching If Next Door, motherfucker. He's mad because he missed If. Making me switch all the If stuff over for the shitty Furiosa. Look, though, I had fun for the first hour something and change. But boy, it took a hard dive off the cliff, and it's not one that I will see again in the theater. I will probably revisit it. I'm sure they're going to release the whole series right together now. It feels like they kind of have to. A 5-movie set, and I will pick that up, and I will probably...
In memory of George Miller, the 5-disc steelbook set.
Dude, think about it.
He didn't make it.
This could be the last George Miller film. I hope
If
it's
he
not.
dies, I'm gonna be so mad at you.
I don't wish it on him.
Thanks a lot, you fucking jerk. You killed George Miller.
I hope not. I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to say, George, I think you did a really great job with Fury Road, and I don't think you need to make any more movies, or just take a little bit more time next time. That's all I'm saying.
That's basically saying take more time because he thinks you're gonna fucking die.
That's not
Make
what
a
I'm
movie
saying.
very fast.
Make a movie tomorrow. Hurry up.
Please,
Rush it into
Mr. Miller.
production.
Get that? I don't care how bad this one.
Mark, well,
Use
I said
all of your
I thought it
resources.
was the weakest of the series. Where do you stand on that? Where does this slot for you for the Mad Max series?
I'll tell you one thing though. That first hour, legit. I'm not even joking. I was like super happy to be watching that movie. I was like,
Same.
this is meeting my expectations. And I was like, it's probably going to exceed it in the second half. I was wrong.
Was your audience like into it?
Yeah, they were. But you know what? Like everyone was into it, but you could tell there was that fall off with every new title card that popped up. That's another bad thing about having the title card. You're making your audience aware that there's more, and that of course it's going to eventually end. I think that it ruined the pacing because now once you see another title card, it got to the point where it's like maybe 3 is good, but once you get to the 4th and 5th one, the audience starts to be like, I have to pee. I think your bladder sees title card 3 and it's like, oh good, I can relax a little bit. I don't have to be so uptight about this shit. I can make it to the end. Then the 4th one appears and you're like, I have already released my bladder. The 5th one, you're like, Jesus Christ, when's this fucking movie
The
gonna end?
5th title card just says the release of your bladder. The pole of inaccessibility.
Yeah.
The release
Dude,
of
they
your
were
bladder.
also like cheesy too. Like, okay, so in Fury Road, the cool thing is they were like, now first Speaky Man or whatever the fuck that guy's name is. What is he called? The first righty guy. I don't know. He's got some cheesy names.
History
that sounds
Man.
kind of cool. Thank you. So that first History Man sounds cool, right? Like, that actually makes it sound like it's this big,
It's a
massive
cool position.
universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the stuff they do in this movie, you don't get that same effect of it being mystical. It's just, like, spelled out, you know? I don't know where I was going with
You're
that.
totally
I think I just
right.
wanted to talk about that first History Man guy.
History man. You could be a
you know,
history
it's like-
man.
It's the vagaries that make this wasteland. It's sort of like an ancient civilization. It's cool and unique because it's mysterious. If you
Yes.
start erasing mystery, you're left with just a fucking boring ass wasteland.
You over-explain
that nobody
shit.
wants to be
The
in.
less you know, the cooler it is. Mystique plays a big role in something like this. I agree, and I think like I said, it's checklist syndrome. Oh, we got to show how this happened. We got to see more of this. We got to over-explain this. No, stop doing that. Just make the movie. You already did it. You already made Fury Road. Just do that again. That's it.
That's
or
a
don't.
good one, Seinfeld.
Yeah. That's all you gotta
That's very
do.
good.
What are you doing? You already made it. I'm in a porno.
You know what? The one thing they didn't explain, that they should have explained why that guy rubs his fucking nipples so much when he's a bullet
People
farmer.
That's the checklist you want answered.
Yeah,
Why
that's
does
the
the
one.
people
I don't
eater
need to know
rub
how
his nipples so much?
Do you remember when he has like those elephant trunk ankles too, and they're gross?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Also, here's the other thing: we don't see his dope shit that he drives, right?
No,
Do we see that?
it was like that car with the tank treads, wasn't it? Does he drive the tank tread
that's
car?
that's
That's the bullet farmer.
guy. Yeah, he's got that, and then the people eater has the Cadillac. No.
Oh yes, you're right.
Oh no, no, the bullet farmer has a Mercedes-Benz 500 SEL.
Holy shit. Wait.
Or no, it's a Mercedes-Benz body or something like that.
The
I don't know, I just
people
made up
eater
that last
car.
part.
I'm gonna put. All right, I got the car.
It's a
Hang on.
Mercedes.
I'm gonna show it to you.
It's like, why did he lose his car? That should be. Shouldn't he have that?
It's the
fucking thing?
people
That
eater's
thing looks dope,
limousine.
too.
This is what it looks like.
Oh yeah, there's the Mercedes-Benz.
So if
That
you
thing
go to our
dope.
YouTube, people, we're looking at the people eater's limousine right now. I believe this is pictured from Fury Road because it was not in Furiosa.
Yeah. Isn't that dope? Like,
It
why
looks fucking
why
awesome.
couldn't we see this? Maybe I know they blew it up. Just make it again. You got a blueprint.
I'm sorry I keep sniffling into the mic, people. I have allergies.
I snort a lot of cocaine.
It's not going well, okay?
I'm waiting for these like giant booger rolls to just be like.
They just ooze out of my face like a slug.
Is it all like just going back in your throat and you're just drinking? This
It does it
gross
every which
mucus
way.
mess?
It's like I always drink mucus and it always runs out of my nose and it always stops up my sinuses and like I'm like, "Hey, how much can one man take?" Day in and day out. Maybe too much. That's what it feels like. I asked on Instagram if anybody who listens to this show saw the movie and wanted to tell us their thoughts. And our buddies over at Film versus Film, the Film versus Film podcast. Hello, guys. Our friends across the pond, Martin. He says, "Is this the most Australian film ever made? Turn on the Bommy Knocker." I think he might be right. I asked Dave this on Love of Cinema last night because Dave is Australian. And I was like, "Dave, did it make you feel good to see your homeland again?" I was like, "Is that the way shit actually is in Australia?" And he was like, "Fuck you." No, he didn't say that.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Up your bum. Okay. No, I made him sound English again. I can't do Dave's accent. I've tried.
Hello, it's me, Dave.
Do you?
Go fuck yourself.
You do. You're like Dick Van
You
Dyke
just
or
made him
something.
more like a.
He's like a chimney sweep in Mary Poppins. Oi, Mary Poppins, she
Oi,
is.
it's me, Dave.
Thank you, Film versus Film. We had another reader write in and just say mediocre.
That's a good.
To
That's a
quote
really
Immortan
good one.
Joe. Good review
Wow.
there.
That sums it up in one word.
Do you have anything else? Do you have it in you to make it epic? Do you have anything else, Mark, you want to say about Furiosa before we kind of close up shop here?
I think I would just keep beating a dead horse, but I mean, if I would say I'd only recommend it to people who are completionists that want to see all the Mad Max movies.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't. If you're not familiar with the franchise, I don't think you really need to see it. It won't add anything to your life.
It has an opportunity to gain back some ground because nothing new is coming out at the multiplex this weekend. So it has room. It could defy the odds and have some amazing second week where people are like, fuck it, there's nothing playing. I'm going to show up and see this, but I don't think it will happen.
You know what? I do see that the user reviews on IMDb have been pretty positive towards it. So I hope it.
I was seeing people on Letterboxd giving
honest.
it like amazing reviews. So people on Letterboxd are pretty one-sided. They're just like they just kind of go with the trends. They're like, Zendaya's in this movie. Automatic 5 stars for Zendaya. Letterboxd user.
By the way, did you? I know it sounds like an asshole, but did you see they released this like CG thing? It was like a making of the shot in the Challenger, and it's like you're stuck on the ball and you get to see it, but then you watch. They show the VFX and it's super complex, and they're recreating this whole court and they're doing the mathematics behind the spin and the ball bouncing. Super impressive. And then you see the actual shot, and it looks like just a handheld shot attached to a ball, and it's fucking blurry as shit. And I was like, do you guys remember when like The Matrix came out and that guy that like, you know, that super goth dude was like, yeah, we're doing bullet time, and he had the crazy racing jacket, and then you saw the shot and you're like, holy fuck, that's
like,
crazy. This one was
cool.
just like, what an underwhelming shot to spend so much money on CG for. I'm an asshole.
I didn't. Have you seen Challengers yet?
No, I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit either. Everybody on Letterboxd gives it 5 stars because of Zendaya. Zendaya automatic 5 stars. That's what they say. Zendaya's in this best movie of the century. I'm 12. I have a TikTok. That's what they say. Yeah, I'm pretty mixed on this one. I did have kind of a decent time watching it until I wasn't. Mark's prediction was pretty bang on. I don't have too many kind words for Anya Taylor-Joy. I like her in general. I like her in other movies.
She's a good actor.
I don't think she's Furiosa. I think there's one Furiosa. She did not embody her. I think if you're sitting there, you're entitled to your opinion. But I think these people who are like, she is Furiosa, I'm like, you are on crack. Go and watch Charlize Theron. That kid is Furiosa. That kid embodies the spirit, for sure.
You can tell. I hope that this sounds horrible, but it feels like they just had Anya Taylor-Joy as name recognition.
Yeah. Zendaya. They were like, we should put Zendaya in this and get an automatic 5 stars from everyone. I don't mean to keep harping on Zendaya. She is good. She is good. She doesn't elevate every movie she's into 5 stars, but she's good. You're like, everyone pales in comparison to Zendaya. There is only Zendaya. That's all I care about.
I mean, they're all good actors, but unfortunately, just because you're a good actor doesn't mean you fit into every movie.
Is it Zendaya or Zendaya?
I've been mispronouncing shit this whole fucking episode and the Get Wrecked, so I wouldn't ask me.
Here we go. How do you pronounce? We'll go out on this. Zendaya.
Zendaya? I'm going to go with Zendaya.
Oh, shit. You ready? Wait.
I'm wrong.
Wait, I'm going to cut to the share screen. Here we go. All right, people. We're going to find out. How do you properly say is it Zen? What are you saying? You're saying Zendaya?
I don't know why I said that.
Here we go.
Literally wrong.
Zendaya. Zendaya.
I told you I'd be wrong.
Wait, what happens if you go slow? How slow does she go?
Zendaya.
I thought she was going to really space this shit out. Like,
you could do that.
No, she doesn't drop an octave. Zendaya. Sounds like a fucking...
Is she summoning a demon?
You're summoning the Necronomicon. Do not summon the demon Zendaya here. She brings with her the Kandahar dagger.
Zendaya.
Zendaya.
It kind of sounds drunk.
It kind of sounds like the beginning of that Beetlejuice trailer. Zendaya. It could be like Zendaya. Zendaya.
By the way, do you like that when they do the remix song for the trailer?
They have the slow, moody new song. It's like a choir. It's got to be a fucking Greek choir.
With a lot of reverb.
Yep. No, just play the original one.
Or it's some Rolling Stone song that's sung by some hipster lady.
Yep. She's like,
It's like they always have that like the really slow, smoky voice.
yep. Can't get no satisfaction. That's how they do it. 5 stars for Zendaya.
Please do your version of that song. I'm begging you.
That's the groan of pain they feel.
Isn't it crazy? They make all those songs like no matter how upbeat they are, sad.
Yes.
Well, I don't remember that song being like so goddamn sad.
My favorite part of Furiosa was seeing the new Twisters trailer in XD. I was like, "Holy shit! I can't fucking wait. This looks." I wish I was watching this right now.
Do you remember when I did that on the show, but with the Avatar 2 trailer, and no one was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, nobody had your back. Everybody was like, "Whatever, man." Come on, people. The Twisters trailer. How good does it look? It looks so
when
good.
whatever that like explosive building is.
Dude, yes.
That fuel station, that looks
the Fire
crazy.
NATO.
And then
Flame
when
NATO.
that guy is like, "We got Twister sisters.
We got sisters. We got titty twisters." It's that's when the Twister takes out a fucking strip club. We've got twisters. We've got titty twisters. Woo, woo, and there's tassels in the, tornado.
Oh my gosh.
Yo.
People are throwing money at it.
That was yeah. They tried to throw $1 into the tornado. That's not enough. That's not enough. You gotta give me a 5. Give me a 5. It's not enough. She's got a kid. Come on, 5s.
Is that you and a strip club?
That's me. I just here. She's got a kid. 5s.
How aggressive that guy is. And it's with other people's money too.
It's other people's money.
So...
I'm taking the money. And I fucking I throw it. That was the other cool thing is that we got a refresh on all the trailers because, like, if you go to the movies regularly,
dude, there were like 700 trailers.
We've seen the same 5 trailers now over and over again, and we finally got like a full refresh because it was like a big event movie. We got like all these new trailers, and at least it was like a breath of fresh air. Like, oh wow, I'm not seeing any of the same fucking trailers. This is great.
Was there anyone that you remembered being like, "Holy shit, I can't wait"?
Just Twisters, man.
I can't remember any
I
of the
can't
other
wait.
ones.
I think
Maybe
I saw
Beetlejuice.
I think I saw Beetlejuice, and I think I saw there was one other one that I was like, I'm gonna admit because I've been lukewarm on it. I wasn't that excited about the new Quiet Place, but these newer trailers have me interested. I think it looks cool.
When they fucking blow up the bridges going to New York.
Yes, they send those fucking. It looks good.
Like the best looking Quiet Place movie.
I'm gonna blow your mind. So the first 2 Quiet Places were directed by Jim from The Office.
Yeah.
Do you know who directed this one? This new one? I'm gonna fucking blow your mind. You ready? Mike Sarnowski. Who's that? The guy who directed Pig with Nicolas Cage.
Oh shit.
That's what he followed up Pig with. How does that blow your mind, dude? I was like, who the fuck directed this one? Oh my god. It's like they saw Pig, and they were like, put this guy in a franchise.
Dude,
like,
it looks his movie looks the most real of them.
So
like
I'm
the
interested.
Way they recreate those New York scenes.
I'm interested now. I will go see the new Quiet Place.
I actually
maybe we'll talk about it.
Too.
Maybe we'll talk about it.
Okay.
All right, I think that's it, buddy. You got anything else you want to talk about? That's it, huh?
No, I can't think of anything yet.
I got a wicked heartburn all of a sudden.
All
right, everybody.
Say, take a wicked pisser.
I gotta take a real wicked pisser and a piss boy. Smeg. The Doof Warrior. Oh, that's what you can do. You just go to Australia and you say all the Mad Max character names. People, they're like, I know what that guy's saying. Erectus, Dictus, Scrotus.
Scrotus.
Scrotus. Good night, Scrotus. Oh, how you doing there, Scrotus? It's me, Rectus. Evan, Rectus, Erectus.
That would be that'd be pretty funny to see a slice of life Mad Max movie where there's
That's
no
no
action,
action,
it's just
no
them
car chase.
interacting in the environment. They're just like, go die.
It's like the fucking Richard Linklater Wasteland movie. It's just a hangout movie.
Yeah. And then he makes it every like 30 years, and you come back to them and they're fucking old as shit.
They're super old. You're like,
Dude,
damn, dude,
didn't
Rick,
you
this is like 100.
Dude, Rictus got big for this movie. Did you notice?
And then if you
It's
think
like, I
then he's
thought
got to
this
go
was the
back in time.
prequel.
Yeah, exactly. Then he shrinks by the time you meet him in Fury
Maybe
Road.
they have less food at the Citadel.
I was waiting to see, you know, the little guy from Fury Road? That's part of the...
Okay,
I was
alright.
waiting to see him. But I guess he was born after these events? Or he's not at
Is he
this?
the guy in the chair? He has like the telescope, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Ew."
But if this is happening directly before, that guy should be there. It's not like he was just born. That guy's been there for a while. So which is
Yeah.
it, George Miller? Which is it? I don't mean to be so confrontational. It's the allergy meds. It makes me upset.
You already told him he's gonna die.
No, I don't wish that on him. I don't wish that on him. I just am nervous because his age became very apparent to me. And I was like, oh, God. All right. I think it's a good note to end on.
What? That was really dark.
It's okay. You know
My
what? We'll just
parents
end.
are that age.
We'll end with the strip club bit.